everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you haven't been here before, my name is Kian and I am revamping my channel. My videos are going to be about lifestyle, faith, encouragement, and we also are starting a new series called Real Talk Tuesdays. If you follow me on Instagram, you will know what I'm talking about. I often do real talk captions where I talk about things that people don't like to talk about or, care to admit. So I decided to bring that over to video form and do a video on a subject every week that, we can just dive in and get real about it and maybe uncover some things that not a lot of people want to talk about but also need to talk about. So to start off the series, I decided to do another video on singleness and how to navigate a season of singleness in your life. I got so much good response from my last video on how to be single, and I just wanted to dive into it more with you girls and guys too, if y'all men need to be single, okay? Because you probably do. So it's actually pretty surprising how many people struggle with being single. I was just at a relationship conference over the weekend, and a lot of the questions were like, why can't I stay single? Why do I always feel the need to be in a relationship? Why do I bring past experiences from relationships into my new relationships? Well, I will tell you the answer to all those questions. So it's pretty eye-opening to see how many people are struggling with it, but we don't really talk about how to be single because it seems kind of silly. Like, what do you mean I have to try to be single? That's pretty easy. I'm not getting anything anyways, But a lot of women just feel that they need to be in relationships, and they put their self-worth on if they have a boyfriend or not, if they're dating, if they're engaged, if they're married. And a lot of us women don't know how to be single and how to live a period of time without seeking that validation from a man. So that is what we're diving into. So I wanted to quickly talk about why it's important to be single. Now, if you watched my last video, you know that being single to me does not necessarily mean single. It more means I am in a relationship with myself and God. That is what being single means to me, and that's kind of what I'm referring to as a season of singleness. It's when you know that you're supposed to be alone and you're not seeking anything. It's so important to have this time because, for one, it is a time where you will grow so much as a woman and you will really learn your value and self-worth when no one else has to give that to you or validate that. You're getting it from within and from God. And if you can have a basis and a good foundation of your self-worth in God and not these other men on Tinder, the ones who aren't texting back, the ones who are sending you inappropriate messages, the ones who cheated on you. Yeah, I don't want to base my self-worth on those types of guys. I want to base my self-worth on Jesus. That was pretty aggressive. Okay. Another important reason to be single is to heal. Some girls were asking at the conference, why am I bringing in past things into my new relationship? They didn't do those things to me, but I still don't trust them. I still question this. Why am I bringing that into this relationship? Well, the truth is, it's because you haven't healed from your last relationship. You haven't healed from those hurts. And as long as you are putting a band-aid on it with another relationship, you cannot heal from them. And honestly, if you are not healed, going into another relationship as a half of who you are meant to be is unfair to that man. Healing time is very important, and it is when we are alone that it is easiest to heal. And I honestly believe that it's very hard to heal while you're in a relationship because you have to split your attention and your emotions between you and another person. But when you're alone, you get to be selfish in a good way and focus all that attention and love on yourself and healing yourself from within. So that's another big reason why I encourage you ladies to have a season of singleness, even if it's not by choice, even if God is like, nope, no men for you. Like, that is where I'm at right now. God told me, no men for me. I don't know how long it's gonna last, but I'm definitely in a season of singleness right now. Another reason why you need to be single is that you need to put God first in your life. And it is sometimes, there are many situations that I know of where a man becomes our God. And that sounds extreme, but it's true. The man we're in a relationship, that's where we get our worth from. That's where we get our confidence from. That's where we get all of our attention from. That's where we get love from. And if we're getting all those things and depending on a man, a worldly man, to give those to us, then we are technically not putting God first, because all of those things should be coming from God and not Jose. Sorry if your name's Jose. I just feel like that's what I'm talking about right now. Another thing I wanted to mention is that so many girls are like, oh, I just want a boyfriend, like, I want a relationship, I just, like, why won't anyone love me? I'm just here to remind you that being single is awesome, and God is not trying to punish you by putting you through this season. He's trying to grow you and form you and prepare you for the man that he wants for you in the end. And I think that also goes along with dating intentionally. Are you dating just to have someone to go to the movies with? Are you dating just to have someone to cuddle with or to post a photo with on Instagram? Or are you dating and seeking people for the end goal of marriage? We will talk about dating in another video. Right now we're talking about being single. So I just wanted to throw that in. During the conference, we had a singles women breakout session, and the woman who talked was amazing, and she brought some amazing points to the table, and I wanted to share those. So there are 3 big things that you need to focus on in this period of singleness. Now, the first one is your identity. Do you really know who you are? And it's when you're single that you really get to figure that out, because it's not what he says about you, what your boyfriend says about you, or what your friends say about you, or what your parents say about you. You are alone, and it's the most independent you will be is when you're alone and not putting feelers out for anything else besides time with yourself. And through this, you will get to know who you are and what you actually want in a relationship, and it just gives you time to reflect, and that is so important. Now, the second thing that you need to focus on is healing from your past in this season of singleness. You know, dig deep. Like, we are soil, and a lot of us compress the dirt to the bottom of our souls. All the baggage, all the pain, we compress it, and our soil is hard. Well, I need you to get a shovel, make sure it's pink, and start digging into that soil. I need you to loosen it up so you can start uncovering all this pain that's there that you haven't dealt with yet. If someone has cheated on you and you find that you have trust issues, that is your issue. And I know it's easy to think and blame that man for your trust issues, but a hard reality I've had to come to is that was 100% my responsibility, and I'm the only one who can rebuild that trust for men, and it's my responsibility, not another person's. And we can talk about cheating also in another video. I've been cheated on in two of my relationships, 2 of my long-term relationships. I can talk about healing from cheating in another video. Please leave a comment if that's something you want to see, because I would love to talk about it. But like I was saying, you need to heal from this, and it's your responsibility. So you're going to start digging up these things. I need you to journal, I need you to pray, I need you to reflect on what these people did to you and how it's impacting you right now. The third thing I want you to work on is your self-confidence. Are you confident on your own, or are you constantly seeking something, whether that's from friends, whether that's from men, whatever it is? Are you seeking this validation? Maybe it's from your followers, your social media followers, the likes you get on a photo, a compliment you get on your dress. Like, do you need those things right now? Are you relying on those things for your happiness right now? Because I listened to this amazing sermon by a pastor at Mountain, and he said, when people compliment me and when people insult me, when they insult me, it goes in one ear, out the other. But what was really powerful is that he said, when people compliment me, they go in one ear and out the other, because these worldly compliments shouldn't really matter to us. The only opinion that should matter is God's. And I think a lot of times, like, compliments are amazing. I believe in complimenting people, but if you can get to a point where you don't need compliments from anybody else, you don't need this many comments or this many likes, or you don't need this guy to text back to know you are amazing and worthy, like, that is gold. That is golden. Like, that is the best foundation to live your life. So I want you to focus on your self-confidence and your self-worth right now. And you know, this is something I struggled with. I recently got out of a relationship and I immediately was tempted to go on dating apps. Luckily, I did not download any of the dating apps, but I did find myself like looking on Christian Mingle and just like lusting over men because I was craving like that love so hard. And God made it clear to me, like, I'm not going to give you what you want because you need to be alone right now. You need to get to a point where you're not craving that, because that's not healthy. And so here I am, just sitting in the grass in my season of singleness. So the four things I want you to focus on right now is knowing your identity, is healing from the past, it's knowing your self-confidence and your self-worth, and how to put God number one. Make sure all these four things are what you're focusing on in your season of singleness before you even consider number 5, which is dating. So these things all need to be checked off your list before you even think about dating. And the reason why that's so important, because if you don't have these 4, you know, maybe you're going in with 2, maybe you're going in with 1, maybe you're going in with 0 into the dating world, you are going to end up settling because you don't have any strong values, and you don't have God as number 1, Him leading you. You don't have any of this security, this armor, and you will end up settling for someone who doesn't have those either. And women, we fall in love with potential. We see a guy, maybe he's not godly right now, but we think he could be. Maybe he doesn't have his ish together right now, but one day he will. You know, he's going for an interview. You know, he's gonna get it together. He's gonna start paying his bills. You know, maybe one day I'm not gonna have to pick up all the checks when we go out to eat. We fall in love with potential instead of looking at the man in front of us and really seeing him for who he is and what he has to offer right now, because that's what matters. Do not delay your happiness on somebody. Do not depend your happiness and delay your happiness on someone's potential, their future potential. You need to depend your relationship on someone who is fit right now. I believe this is true in my core. Settling always leads to hurt, and maybe it's not you getting hurt, maybe it's them, but typically it's you, okay? You know, settling leads to pain. It leads to you having sex with someone you weren't supposed to. It leads to cheating. It leads to unexpected pregnancies. It leads to STDs. Settling leads to pain, and we don't want that. So I need you to get all these 4 taken care of in this season of singleness. I'm working on it too, so we can be single pals. But no, I like this better. Single sisters together. I also wanted to quickly touch on if God has called you to this season of singleness and you know you're supposed to be single right now. A girl at church, Jordan, gave me an amazing analogy on how God tends to his women. So imagine you are a sheep and you are in a pen and you are safe in the pen. God has put you in the pen to protect you. From there, he can feed you, he can nourish you, he can take care of you, you know, he can tend to your needs. But if you decide to wander outside the pen, sheep, I guess, are stupid, which, you know, people can be stupid too. So if we're wandering outside, we don't realize what's out there. You know, the wolves, the Tinders, the athletes, what other, like, just the alcohol, the drugs, like, that is all on the other side of this pen. And God gives us the free will to wander off and get lost, and he'll be looking over us when we want to come back, but he can nourish us better and feed us better if we stay in the place that he wants us. And if that is the field of singleness, then stay there. Trust me, stay there, and you will know when God has called somebody, a shepherd, I guess, to lead you out of the pen into another place of safety, which is, you know, another man's arms, a godly man's arms. Okay, so that is all my points on singleness right now. I'm so happy you guys watched this video, and I'm so proud of you for watching this video and taking time to invest in how to be single on how to, you know, prepare yourself for your future and just how to really be happy without having someone else validating you. That is so amazing that you're taking those steps. I fully believe in you, and we are going through this together, sister, so let's do it. Be sure to follow me on Instagram. I love getting messages from you. Also, leave any requests for these Real Talk Tuesday videos in the comments, or send me messages on Instagram, because I really want to know what you want me to talk about every week on this channel. And I just appreciate you so much for watching. Thank you. I hope you guys like this video. Also subscribe, and I will see you in a few days.